Hey guys, Timster here from Tim-Foolery Gaming, and I wanted to come at you guys with another vlog. I know I've been making a little bit too many of those lately, but I feel like now would be a good time to make this one especially, because there's some stuff I definitely want to go over with you guys. The main thing I definitely want to go over, and probably maybe even the biggest thing to go over in this video, is talking about mental illness. Now, if you guys have been following my Twitter, or if you are the fans that actually do know me in person, then you'll know one of the things about me that I don't really talk about much is my own struggle with mental illness. To name a couple, depression and anxiety. And I kind of want to talk about my struggles just a little bit with the former than the latter, because anxiety is something I'm still kind of new to. I didn't experience any kind of anxiety attacks or anything like that until I was in college. I did show some symptoms of it beforehand, but I never knew what it was or how it was affecting me or even how to deal with it. So I kind of just put it to the side thinking, okay, well, that's just me being weird or awkward or something. But depression was something that stuck with me, admittedly, since I was maybe 8 years old. And that was never, ever fun to deal with. For those who think, oh, depression is just when you feel really sad about stuff, or, you know, you don't have any energy to do anything, or you just don't enjoy anything. Yeah, that is it in a sense, but there's more to it than just that. And I'm kind of unsure if I want to talk about this too much, because I am a little bit uncomfortable with talking about it, and I kind of don't like letting people know too much about this particular side of me, because I don't want them to look at me any differently than you do right now. With depression, it's not just lack of energy, lack of interest, or lack of motivation or anything like that. It is that, but not just that. There also comes thoughts of suicide, and that is something I have struggled with ever since I was a kid. I don't remember when I first started having those thoughts, but I knew they became so much more intense by the time I was a preteen. I think it was around 14 I realized, wow, I don't want to live anymore, and this is not right. I'm laughing about it now because it sounds really silly, but it is something really silly to think about. Like, why would anybody not want to live? Why wouldn't they, want to go out into the world, do some stuff, or have fun? Why not see the joy in life? That's the part of mental illness, especially with depression, that I do want to talk about. Because, well, from my experience with depression, it alters the way you perceive reality right in front of you. It's hard to see how things can make a huge positive impact on you, or the meaning in having a family, or having so many people care about you and love you. Your mind doesn't see things like that. Like, I know there are people out there that love me, that care about me, and are happy that I'm here, that I'm alive, and that they've met me and all that. My mind, on the other hand, does not perceive it as such. It warps reality and turns into me thinking, well, so what? So what if they care about you? So what if they love you? This is how you feel right now. You cannot change this. This is how you must feel. This is how you have to act. And you are not going to be happy thinking this way. And I admit, it's not exactly like that either, because admittedly, mental illness is very hard to explain. But there's no other way to really explain it other than knowing that it alters the way you think. It warps your reality. And just having suicidal ideas, or feeling really depressed, or just downright down about life, is not how someone with depression truly feels. That's the mental illness talking. That's the mental illness thinking and changing and warping your reality for you. It's not how you truly feel. And in this week alone, I admit I've been struggling with my depression. I've often have wondered, especially at work, or I hate to say, even on Twitter and, just anywhere in general, if people genuinely care about me. I wonder how much I matter to anyone who's ever met me, or if they just tolerate me being there, or if they just have to treat me with some kind of respect, some kind of dignity, some kind of kindness just because I'm there, and not just because, oh look, it's Timmy. He's great doing this thing. He's a great friend. He's a great person. Let's be nice to him. He's so great. No, my mental illness will make me think, okay, well, I'm existing, so they have to treat me this way. But that's not the real way my mind should be thinking. That's not the way I know I should be thinking. I know people care about me. I know people love me. But that depression will not let me perceive it as such. It would rather let me feel that nobody cares about me versus knowing people actually do care about me. And that's where the real struggle comes in. Because you can tell someone with depression or with suicidal thoughts that, someone cares about you, that you're loved over and over and over again. Most of the time, those thoughts get through and it works. The person will actually start to believe it. And that's the strongest power anyone can have over someone with depression or suicidal thoughts or anything like that. But the real reality is, sometimes that won't always work. And that's nobody's fault at all. It's not the person with depression or suicidal thoughts, and it's not the fault of the person trying to help them either. It's just, depression is this huge monster, and it has every weapon possible to take down its host. And that's pretty much how my depression plays out, and that's what I've been feeling this entire week. And I admit it's been a bit of a struggle, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, I have thought about deleting this channel because I didn't think I was good enough to be on YouTube, to get all of you awesome people to watch my videos, like my content or anything like that. I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think I was good enough. I still don't think that, even right now, just talking to you guys. I guess you could say my mind is in a very bad and dark place right now. It's nothing I can't fight against. I've done it before. This is something that I am completely used to. It's not new to me. It's just a very huge struggle to overcome, and until then, it's hard to really rise above everything and tell myself, no, everything you're thinking, all these negative thoughts, not true. That's your mental illness. It's hard to convince myself that is the truth. And it's so much easier to believe in the lies that depression is telling me. And it's not so much I want to believe the lies, more so it's harder to ignore them and believe the actual truth. I have this huge history of thinking, something in the world doesn't want me to do the things I want to do. Something in the world, or even in this universe, just is telling me, no, this character, this guy, this Timmy right here is trying to do stuff. And he cannot. He simply cannot. We must put him down. But the truth of the matter is, no, that's not the case at all. It's like my brain is split into two pieces. I know that sounds really weird, but it's like it's split into two halves. On the one side, I want to do YouTube. I want to keep making videos. I want to keep getting better. I know I'm good enough for this. I know I can keep trying, and eventually, maybe it'll pay off in the ways I never even dreamed of. Maybe it'll pay off in the ways I did expect it to pay off, or maybe it won't at all. But that's the part I'm trying to fight, trying to be perfectly okay, no matter the outcome, fully knowing I've done my best, that I gave it my best shot, I hung in there, and I tried my absolute best. Keep in mind, this is just my depression talking. I try hard not to believe it, and I don't want to believe it. It's just, these are the thoughts that come into my mind. This is what depression is telling me about my life. And it's telling me that I will never be good at anything. No matter how hard I try, nothing will go the way I want it to. And I should just give up doing anything bigger than myself, because it will never amount to anything. I will never succeed. So, right now I'm struggling between the two, and I hate to say, but this side is winning just a little bit more. I don't want it to, and I'm trying to fight hard, but that's why I want to take a break for at least a little bit, maybe a week, maybe a little over a week, and because I want to be better than this. I want to reset my mind, basically. I want to come at YouTube with a specific mindset of just letting loose, having fun with it, and enjoying it. And hopefully the more I try, the more I have fun with it, the more that negative side of my head will go, wow, we've got nothing to throw at you, or wow, there's nothing we can do about this. We're just going to go away. Maybe we'll come back and try to, strike you down again at a later time, but right now, you've got all the power. You do you. But, one can only hope. Now, that's not to say that someone with depression or suicidal ideas or anything like that, that's not to say they cannot be helped. There's plenty of help out there. It's just it's really difficult to help someone, especially if you're not professionally qualified to do it yourself. And sometimes a person just needs medication or professional therapeutic help or psychological help. And it takes more than a single person can possibly give. It's not impossible. It is very difficult, but it can be done over a course of time. So the person has to be patient, and they have to believe things will get better. But yeah, if anyone out there is struggling with mental illness, please, no matter what it is, don't be afraid to reach out for any kind of help. No matter who it is, if they say their doors are always open for you, or they're willing to give you hugs, advice, whatever it might be, whatever you feel like is going to help you, if a person is willing to give that to you, be it a family member, a friend, or even a professional, don't be afraid to say yes. Accept that help and let yourself receive that help as much and as hard as you can. Because take it from me, no matter what you're going through, there's always a way to go above and beyond what you're feeling right now. It's a struggle, but struggles are only temporary, no matter how hard they are. And in my personal opinion, and while I should be taking my own advice with this, I will say this much. There is a reason every person exists. You should not ever take your own life just because you don't feel like you're worth anything. You don't feel like anyone cares about you or anything like that. Someone does. You're worth something to someone, maybe even multiple someones, because you are important. You need to keep going forward. You have the strength to keep going forward. I believe in you. Anyone else will believe in you too if they truly care about you. And I promise you, the ones who say they do, honestly do. I promise you, they mean well. They will help you if you ask them for it. So anyway, I think that got a little bit. More emotional than I intended to. Yeah, it's just it's been a rough week for me for one reason or another. I'm honestly trying to get through it. Like I said, I just hope this kind of clears things up a bit. If I ever say I want to give up on YouTube, or I feel like no one cares about me, or anything like that, don't necessarily discredit what I'm saying and say, oh, it's just his depression, he doesn't really mean it. But do know that's not how I truly feel. I know I'm cared for, I know people love me, and I know it doesn't even matter if I'm trying hard or if I'm good at something or not. What matters is I just don't give up and I keep trying, no matter what my own mind tells me. Because at the end of the day, it's my mental illness that's warping my reality, telling me the exact things to take me down, telling me all these false truths, and every bit of it is warped, distorted. None of it is true, no matter how strongly I feel about it. But yeah, I hope that kind of clears things up a bit. I guess it's a tiny bit of a channel update, but mostly to address mental health and kind of raise awareness for it. So yeah, I'm taking a week off from YouTube. I've got another video, I think 2 more videos actually coming up. The last video that I have planned will come out Friday. I may or may not be back sometime next week. Maybe I'll be back Monday, I don't know. It's Tuesday right now, so that's why I'm saying I'm taking a week off, but in that regard, I've already done it, so I don't know. But yeah, if you need more of a reason, this is pretty much it. It's just, I need to change my way of thinking. I need to change my mindset. And not necessarily focus more on the positive, but more so realign my way of thinking and know that right now it's just a battle against my depression and I am fighting against it. So I need time to kind of make a tactical retreat and come back in full force when I'm ready. Really, I hope you guys found something informative out of this, or you feel something out of this, and hopefully that gives you a little bit more of an insight in how I operate on a daily basis, the things that I struggle with, what goes on in my head once in a while, or rather what happens more than every once in a while. But so anyway, I guess thank you guys for watching, and like I said, we've got another couple videos coming up. After that, I'll be on a hiatus, so we'll see. I guess I'll see you guys whenever I see you. My name's Timster from Tim-Foolery Gaming. See you later.